What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of Breaking the Base. In this video, we are going to be talking about Leprechaun 4 as a part of this whole Leprechaun series that we're going to be doing. So, it's me here and Z Madam B.
Hello.
And we're just going to get into this. Leprechaun 4 in Space is a 1997 direct-to-DVD horror comedy directed by Brian Trenchard. I wouldn't say trench coat every time I see this guy's name. Brian Trenchard-Smith. And of course, the Leprechaun is in space. So let's dive right into this. Any general thoughts that you want to go ahead and start this off with?
How did he get in space?
And this movie is stupid. This movie is stupid. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about that. The whole aspect of him being in space makes absolutely no sense. And it seemed like they were, I don't know, it seemed like they were trying to come up with something. Like, that was like a script that they had for some other movie. And some douchebag was like, you know what, I ain't got nothing better to do. Let's go ahead and just throw the Leprechaun in this script. It makes no sense for him to be in space. And this incarnation of the Leprechaun, he's this power-hungry leprechaun that's trying to take over a planet. And
yeah.
So, and that's it's retarded. It's just so stupid. The story makes absolutely no sense. He is trying to marry the princess of an alien world so that way he can become king and own all of this stuff. But he's supposed to be magically powerful. So it's like, if he wanted to, he could be doing that same thing now without even being married to the princess.
Right. He could. Well, he got the power to what do you call that?
Like,
mind control.
Yeah.
And he could just got his own people. Mind control some people and made a little planet.
Well, I don't know if he can mind control in this one. No, he can mind control in the next one.
Well, okay, he keeps getting these powers out of nowhere then.
Yeah, and that's one thing about the series that sucks. Like the Jason series, there's a lot of inconsistencies, especially when it comes to his abilities. But like, what happened when he first was talking to the princess? He summoned a whole bunch of gold and stuff. It's like, if you want to be king, you can summon a whole bunch of gold. Like, why you just didn't do that?
Maybe.
Yeah, excuse me. Like, that part gets me all the time. But aside from that story, which was pretty stupid, like, they could have did that, but not put it in space. That seemed like something. If he was gonna do that, it's like, it should have been like a prequel, like back in maybe the medieval times. Like, that seemed like it probably would have worked out better. But for them to have it in the future in space.
Well, they never did say a year anyway that all was supposed to take place, because they got laser guns and.
No, they didn't have laser guns.
Well, then what was it they were shooting?
They had cheap practical effects.
Well, it was something. It wasn't a gun.
Yeah, I mean, there were guns, but.
Oh, guns go pa-choo, pa-choo.
But think about it, they were shooting and you didn't see bullets impacting anything.
The Leprechaun had what do you call them things? A lightsaber.
Oh, he only did it that one time in the movie. Like, this dude did pull out a lightsaber and start, and it was like, wow, really? That's what we're going to do with this?
Okay, and besides that, from Zarina, which is the prince's name, and the Leprechaun, he's trying to become king of her home planet. We also have a couple of. He's gonna have company sooner or later. How many was it?
The Marines.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It was like, I want to say like 10. maybe less than that. It was
the main ones. I don't think it was like 10.
I think the main ones, it was like the main people out the group were like 5 of them.
Yeah.
But that whole man, almost every character in this movie is just so unlikable, and if not, they're a trope.
Like, the whole crew was
stupid. Like, I didn't. It's like, wow, who comes up with this?
They're unlikable. It wasn't a good. You couldn't say there was anything good about any of their characters.
The only character I did mildly like was what's the guy? The black dude. What's his name?
He was Miguel A. Nunez, and he played Sticks.
Sticks, yeah. Sticks is probably about the only character I like. But I mean, he was like the stereotypical black guy. But at the same time, like, some of the stuff he said made sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't a stupid character, not like that. But and you know, I thought he was gonna die, but this is one of the very few movies he did not die. So kudos to him.
Mm-hmm.
But the main characters are Tina. Tina? Yeah, Tina.
Would you say Books?
Books, yeah, because that was like the love interest guy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could say the dude with the messed up head.
That would be
Metalhead, something like that.
Yeah, Metalhead Hooker. That's what it got.
Like, wow, really?
Yeah.
And Sticks. Those are like the main ones.
Yeah. Besides the Leprechaun, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so most of the characters are trash. For one thing, okay, the Leprechaun movie's about the Leprechaun, fine. The princess, she added absolutely no value to the story whatsoever.
Right, she stayed knocked out the whole movie.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, if she was going to be used for this political, power move, there is literally no signs of those politics or her empire in the movie at all. So it's like, that was like irrelevant. It wasn't like she was in some caravan that he came there, attacked and kidnapped her, and then while this movie was going on, there was like the king and stuff at the home planet worrying about her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, she added no value to the movie whatsoever. And the whole thing, which you did say yesterday, that didn't make any sense, was she opened up her bra, whatever it was, to show her titties at the guys, and that was like a death sentence. And I was like,
that was like they trying to add a little sex into the movie, just like when Dr. Mittenhand, when he turned into a spider, snatched off Tina's pants, which I don't know why the pants. I guess the pants weren't nothing but
they were cheap.
And he just snatched them off, have her run around half naked.
Yeah.
Then the dude took off his shirt. So
for no reason. He took off the vest. I understood because it hit the vest. But he took his shirt off too. I was like, wow, okay. That's what we're doing? That's what we're doing. Dr. Mittenhand, whatever the guy name, he was literally a waste of a character. It was stupid. I hated the way he talked. That guy who played that character should not get another acting role. Shouldn't have. I think he did, but he shouldn't have. That was one of the most terrible characters ever conceived on the big screen. The other doctor guy was forgettable. I was so glad he died. Had his head smushed.
The way he died, it was kind of messed up. Like, can't nobody throw that hard to smash somebody's face.
But my thing is like, he did it, but it's like, there was like no blood. It was like, blood should be coming out of his eyes, mouth, ears. There should be some cracks in his head or something. With his head walking around looking like a waffle.
And you remember when
they
entered the cave or whatever, and then after did they blow him up or something? Yeah, they blew him up. And the man urinated over his body.
Mm-hmm.
The green stuff that traveled up, they said it manifests as gonorrhea. Which
is what he did. The dude did say he had one of his comrades looked at it and was like, "Dude, you got the clap or something like that." And I was like, "Why are you looking at his thing?"
And he was really gonna have sex with that girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, "Wow, okay, that's what we doing." Like, and this movie literally has the worst script. Like, the person that wrote the script, again, never got a job. There is no reason this movie should have been that bad. I understand it's a low budget movie, but you're a low budget movie. You have to try to go for quality because you're low budget. You know, you have, because if you're a director that's up and coming, you can't make crappy movies because you'll never get taken seriously. You have to try to. Like, this movie could have been better on every level, on so many levels. And like the writing. Remember when we said they was going into the cave? There was like no tactical, no strategy. That was nothing that remotely even said they were even Marines, except for the fact that they wore uniforms, which all looked like crap, and they had guns, and nobody could shoot.
Right.
Like, what happened when they went in there? What did I say? I said it was like 10 people, and I said they should have went in there. 4 people should have stayed outside at the entrance, because if somebody's in there, you don't want them to come back to get out. So 4 people would have stayed at the entrance, and it would have been 2 teams of 3 that would have been scouring. What did they do? Everybody literally ran in there, and everybody like split up. No, they ain't even really split up. One guy went his own way for some reason.
Yeah.
And that's what they kept doing.
Found the gold, and what did he do?
He started one thing that makes sense. He took his helmet off, and then started putting the gold in his helmet. It was like, your comrades are in here too. There's no way you're getting that gold out like that and without your comrades knowing. Especially since you took your helmet off and started stuffing it. It's like, when he died, I was so happy. I was like, that's stupid.
I don't think they actually think about this stuff.
I was like, you could have did better writing than that. The cheap outfits and stuff, okay, fine, it's low budget. The cheap visual effects, okay, get it. It's low budget. But your story has to be crisp. And your acting and your characters have to be crisp to make up for that. What happened when they were looking for the Leprechaun? They acted like they never been in that ship of their life. You like, seriously?
Right.
Like, yeah. Like the part where, what happened, the part where they were in that waste disposal area. What did we say? I was like, why would he even be in there?
Right.
There was like no reason for him to be in there. And then the thing about it was, he was in there. I was like, what?
It's like they knew exactly where to look. And they had like a homing device.
And like, which didn't make sense about that homing device thing either. Fake ass aliens with the little motion detector thing. How can you have a device to detect a life form that you have not met before? And I think, and I kind of get that they saying, yeah, he was creating political turmoil and everything, but like, seriously, yeah, I actually came up with a device to track him. Nobody else, at least the motion sensor things on aliens, tracked movement. They literally was tracking him. And what happened? They was up there tracking him. Nobody had the only lights they had were the trackers. I was like,
right. And then when the tracking thing stopped working, they threw it down.
Yeah.
But the flashlight was still working.
Yeah, and I'm like, where don't y'all supposed to have multiple flashlights? Aren't you supposed to have like a flashlight mount on your guns? Like, I didn't understand that. People were dying in like the dumbest ways, and it was like stupid stuff. The chick, the one chick that died, she got separated from the group. You don't send one person to scout out that when it's in like that kind of space. It's in like 2-3 people. In fact, it shouldn't even be no scouting. Because think about it. What happened? She walked out on the bridge by herself. The door locked behind her. And it didn't lock immediately either.
Okay, what did you think about Dr. Mittenhand using Zarina's DNA.
That literally made no. I mean, it was an interesting idea, but poorly executed. Because how did he know that she could do that? And if she could do it, and she's an alien, then that means that potentially any of the aliens on her planet could do that. So why would you go after royalty? And then he went after royalty. It's like, they found out you got this girl and you did this to this girl, dude. You're grass. You can't get out of that. You know, it's like, okay. And then he was like, he put his blood, he put some of his skin with her blood, and he created a finger. And he was like, well, I'm a genius. It's like, no, you are not. You didn't create no serum to do that. All you did was put your skin with her blood. And I don't honestly understand why that wouldn't regenerate his finger anyway. It'd be different if they took her blood and pumped it into his system. That way, her blood can actually have a basis to draw from. But all they did was scrape the skin on it, and it made a whole finger. It was like, no, that wouldn't make sense. And another thing also, even if that was the case, he was to try to do that, it wouldn't really work, because how would you would need a majority of your body, because how would it circulate through your body to regenerate?
Right. All he had was some,
basically the top half of his body.
It was like plastic just stretched over a computer monitor.
Yeah, I was like, that literally. If you was a genius, homie, you would have came out of that with some kind of robot body and not a toaster, a big toaster. Then oh my gosh, I hated that character. I was so glad when he died.
So he died after he got turned into a spider
/ scorpion, which that was dumb too.
It just looked nasty.
Yeah, and it looked cheap too. It was like if you looked at his skin, it looked like he was wearing a sheet, like a really wrinkly sheet, and it was like, wow. I didn't. Screw that movie. That movie made me so mad. I'm going to go on a rant on how bad that movie is on another video. I ain't gonna do it now, but another video, best believe, you're gonna be getting that rant, and I'm gonna be pissed off, because that movie made me mad.
Alright, before we end, what do you think about Tina's character?
Did not like her, because she was trying to be too strong of a female character. It ruined her femininity. You did not see any aspect of her being a biological. The only time she even said remotely about the biological thing was when she was like, don't go in that trash compactor, because there's flesh-eating bacteria up in there.
Yeah, and it happened fast.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what I mean? And the whole chemistry between her and that dude was straight up forced. I don't understand what it is about these Leprechaun movies. They always got to have some woman and some dude fall in love, and it'd be forced. It'd be the most forced thing ever. There was no chemistry between them two characters. What happened? And you said it when she first got put on with the group. Why the woman didn't watch her? Why it had to be that specific dude who was the second in command? So I did not like her character. She was just poor. Poorly written. Now the girl, I'm not gonna say she did a bad job. What was her name? That played her?
Who played Tina?
Yeah.
Jessica Collins.
Okay, Jessica Collins didn't do a bad job. It's just that the character was bad. Was just poorly written. Nothing to her except she just looked good. And at one point, some here and there, she sounded smart, but most of the time, she was just in the way. She was like the princess. She didn't really offer nothing to the plot.
Right.
But the only moment she had was the whole nitrogen thing against Dr.
Which was it didn't come out like that to actually freeze his whole body like that. It didn't come out like that.
So in closing, arguments. Come on, you gotta give me. What do you think about the movie?
I'd probably give it a 2.
I wouldn't give it that. If it was, if I could, I would bury this damn movie. If I could give it a 0 out of 5, I would do it. If I could give it a -0, if I could give it a -5 out of 5, I would do it.
Wow.
I would not rate this movie. It's garbage and it sucks. And the person that came up with the idea should not. Oh my Lord, I got some words for that person.
Down.
Let me catch you in the street. But anyways, guys, that's it for our whole discussion about Leprechaun 4 in space. What did you guys think about it? Did you agree with our points? Did you like it? Let us know in the comments section below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on the next edition of Breaking the Base.
Bye.